Hello all, welcome to Aspirant Study Circle, transforming aspirants into achievers. Today's discussion is a very important one. We look into a very broad topic of the end of human civilization as we speak, the end of civilizations, humanity itself, extinction, and what could be the possible solutions? Well, there are multitude of solutions, but before we explore all the other solutions, for this short session, let us talk about a very small solution, but a very important solution. So before that, let us look at the reasons why we are in such a position. And in this particular context, let us talk about the overexploitation of natural resources. For example, the lands are degrading. The topsoil, which is very crucial for not just us, but the animals, the entire ecosystem, the entire foundation of sustainable development, which lies on natural resources like air, water, land. All of these have been degraded to such an extent of almost all irreversible nature. It is so difficult to get back to a point where all of these have been under sustainable elements, sustainable limits. Now, we also know that the chemical fertilizers, the industrial waste, the byproducts of developmental initiatives, they have grown at such an alarming rate. In fact, in our India, we can talk about the capital of Delhi. We can talk about the extent of pollution due to construction activities, due to vehicular pollution, due to stubble burning, which is again a byproduct of over utilization of resources. And in this process, even there is enormous depletion of groundwater resources. So against such a context, such a narrative, we can also look into a study published by Massachusetts Institute of Technology, also known as the MIT, which has published that the human extinction or the end of civilization is possible, or societal collapse is possible by 2040. So this is something that we really need to keep in mind. So for India, what can be a very immediate context? Now, for example, as we see, there is growing food insecurity in India, right? And the population that not usually consume even minimum calories that are required for a normal and active life, given their age, sex, and body mass. So we have a large chunk of population that does not even have, or that does not even meet minimum criteria for living a dignified life. And as you can also see that the growing insecurity, food insecurity, is around 307 million population, which is a rise from 2019 to 2021. So it is ever increasing. And also another context would be the growth of population. Now we have been able to add 1 billion population from the start of the Homo sapiens to 1804. So it has been 1 billion. And now when you look at the rate at which it is growing, and now we are an 8 billion population, and 8 billion population, which is pitted against very limited resources, it is bound to create havoc. It is bound to create problems that human beings, humanity have never experienced before. So let us look into in fact, even the other context would be very recently there are heat waves in Europe. There is immense flooding in Asia. In fact, even today we can talk about the immense flooding of Bangalore city. In fact, flooding of Pakistan too. So all of these changes related to climate change also push us into such a direction. So one such solution can be explored in the form of precision farming. And in fact, another context would be the very question of the UPSC in 2018 prelims. So please do look it up and do comment in the comment section the answer for this question. The sixth mass extinction is often mentioned in the news. So what exactly does it mean? So please do comment in the comment section. Now, so as we have decided that we will be discussing about a very small yet an effective solution in the form of precision farming. Now, what exactly is precision farming? So the whole idea of precision farming is to use the available resources in such a way so as to optimize the output. Now, how can we do that? Now, when we talk about extraction of groundwater, we extract groundwater which does not have any link to the growth of crops. There is no limit. There is nothing to tell us apart from the ill consequences that happen years together. So we need to know if there are any issues on a real-time basis. And on a real-time basis, it would mean that we know the issues at that particular point of time, or even better, beforehand. So if we are to leverage the technologies around us, for example, as we can speak, geographical information system, to have an information about the geography around us. And how can we do that? We can leverage artificial intelligence and machine learning so that the human element is reduced to a very minimal level, right? And also, now, when we talk about satellite technologies, we can have multiple satellites in low Earth orbits so that the transmission of information is seamless, and also the information that is captured is of very high quality, and all of this information can be stored in cloud. And going even further step from cloud computing would be edge computing. Instead of storing all of that information in a centralized location, we can store it into a location that helps us to communicate to and fro very easily. And the information that is there on the edge is already processed. And also we can talk about drip, hydroponics, aeroponics, vertical farming. So all of these would ensure that the resources, for example, in hydroponics, or in fact, even aeroponics, there is very limited amount of water. And even in drips, even we can talk about a very previous year question, which of the preliminary examination, which talks about fertigation. So we ensure that the right amount of fertilizer reaches the roots and the soil. So all of these can be asked by the UPSC, and one needs to have even the context in mind, because such a broad context is necessary when you are preparing for UPSC examination. And one such solution could obviously be the precision farming, as we've talked about. So the decision support, as it has been clearly mentioned in this pic. Now we all have mobiles, right? Now, depending on how the evapotranspiration is, meaning how is the leaves, how are the plants, are they moist to an optimal level? So depending on that, the irrigation system, the drip irrigation, can start off and provide based on such conditions, based on even weather, the soil moisture, the leaf moisture. So all of these, you can control it from a smartphone. So this is the whole idea of precision farming. I hope this session was useful. Thank you.